Ladies, y'all, we're making six figures in the trades. That's right. I saw this article. It's actually a couple of weeks old, but I've been busy. Y'all know I've been building. ShowMeTheMoneyCourse.com. If you all are real estate investors and you want to learn how to get funding for real estate investments, then I'm your girl, ShowMeTheMoneyCourse.com. But I'm going to actually show you this article from the New York Post from again a couple of weeks ago that are talking about this the fact that more women are skipping college to make six figures as electricians, car mechanics, truck drivers. All I can say is, you go, girls, get that money, get that money. Black women making money, of course, is the home of the upwardly mobile Black woman. And one of the ways you could be upwardly mobile is by being in the trade. So, look, we are all about being skilled labor over here. Skilled labor, not unskilled labor. Unskilled labor is going to get crushed by robots, by drones, things like that. So, how can we be skilled labor and how can we be technologically savvy skilled labor? So, again, found this article here. Actually, I didn't find it. I look at the news every day. And this is one of the articles that came up in the New York Post. It is actually about 3 weeks old. More women are skipping college to make six figures as electricians, car mechanics, and truck drivers. So, again, ladies, hit the thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button. Let me know that you all like the content here. This is a rather long article, so I am going to just read some of the highlights here. But, they have a lot of young ladies like this that they're featuring in this article. So she's got a blue nail polish. She looks like a regular schmegular Jersey girl, right? But let's see what the article is saying here. With the high price of tuition at four-year colleges and Americans owing nearly $2 billion in student loan debt, I'm part of the student loan debt, so shout out to my student loans. Um, some young people are questioning the benefits of a traditional bachelor's degree and opting to work with their hands. So, vocational school enrollment was up last year 16%, reaching a record level since the National Student Clearinghouse began recording such data. And Gen Z is being dubbed the tool belt generation. So, shout out to all my Gen Z ladies. While the majority of workers in trades are men, there's a growing number of young women who are opting to work with your hands. In 2020, 11.6% of those who completed an apprenticeship program were female, according to the Department of Labor. I will tell you this, ladies. So, one of the things that I said, if I could do it, I would absolutely be a handy girl. Not a handyman, but a handy girl, right? If I could do it, if I knew how to do it, that's what I would be. I would be a handy girl. I would have my little business, my little LLC. I would come to people's houses. I would say, look, I'm not lifting any more than 50 pounds for you, right? So just like the same as UPS, like whatever. But I would put in ceiling fans for people. I would do like little kinds of jobs for people around their houses. I'd probably make 300 to 400,000 a year as a handy girl. So shout out to all the ladies who want to take that on. But yeah, like you can make some really good money in the trades. So, this is saying here it's about time for people to start realizing that you can make more money, have a better career path, have a happier life, have a better family in the long term by doing stuff with your hands. This woman, Victoria Carl, who is 25 years old, she lives in Albany, New York, said, and she owns her own car repair show. I think they may have been shop. Meet her and three other young New York women working and thriving in the trade. So this is Victoria here. She's a renegade. She's like, she owns her own auto repair shop. I actually knew a woman once who owned her own auto repair shop. And at the time, there were a lot of women who who were being taken advantage of, a lot of single women who would go to the car repair shops, and they would be taken advantage of by men, not physically, but like, we don't know, you tell us, hey, these shocks are going to cost us $300. We don't know the difference. But if we saw a woman there, we would like go to that woman, we'd make sure that the information was legit, things like that. So there was a time when there was a big opening for women who wanted to become mechanics, or you want to own your own auto shop and you want to be at the front, the front taking people's information, or you partner in it, something like that. So Farida's in the building saying, I'd learned auto mechanics. Curls on a Plane is here saying, I heard of her recently, so awesome. I would totally go for fair treatment. Oh yeah, absolutely. I would too. Um, well, oh yeah. So the men get flirty. So you're right. The physically too. Look, some of the women these days though can get a little flirty and all of that too. So you got to be careful. But there was a time when it was really bad. I don't know now these days how bad it is. And happy Wealth Wednesday to my girl Victoria here, who is saying hello to all you ladies. So also, the other question that I have about this woman is how much you want to bet this woman probably comes from a family who also like did a lot of auto repair. She may have brothers, or a father or uncles who were like blue collar, mechanics, things like that. So you may have a lot of women who are a little, not necessarily tomboyish, because, like I could tell she's a woman, right? Um, but like you grew up in a family full of men who were blue collar men, and you're deciding to do it as well. So, and since we have more people here, I do just want to shout out my course, y'all. ShowMeTheMoneyCourse.com. If you are a real estate investor, you want to be a real estate investor, you want to know how to get money for your real estate investing, ShowMeTheMoneyCourse.com. That is my promo until the end of the year. I'm gonna be like Crystal and Karazin. I'm gonna push this thing. I'm gonna push this thing out, and my course is free, so you don't have to pay anything. Just sign up and take it. Hey, Makai. Yeah, or military as well. There are a lot of women who are doing stuff in the military. You're right. So anyway, let's continue reading here. So it's saying here, this woman is saying they told me I couldn't do it, so that's what I did. You go, girl. Screw what people say. At 21, with a 50% investment from her parents. See, I told you the parents, right? I told you the parents. 50% investment from her parents. She took over a shop and named it Carl's Advanced Auto and Truck Repair Center in Albany. Now first of all, she bought she bought the shop. She named it Carl, so she didn't want it to have a woman's name. Look, this is some marketing in here as well, right? I'm not mad at her. Now at age 25, she has 4 full-time technicians, as well as rolling up her sleeves herself, and is expecting to net sales to be over $1 million at the age of 25. Congratulations to her. She's got probably 4 men working in the shop, and she's telling the men what to do. So shout out to her. Well, my phone is ringing, ringing. People must know I'm on live because all of a sudden the phone is ringing. But Victoria knows this, and anybody who is self-employed, when the phone rings, you're happy because phone could be quiet. But anyway, keeping up here, she's saying here, I grew up around cars, racing go-karts, restoring trucks with my dad. She said, I said it before. I said that this was probably a young lady who grew up in a blue-collar family with her dad and her uncles and her brothers being auto mechanics. And lo and behold, this is what she's saying here. She's saying, my family knew the previous owners, again, network, right? Network. So she had the technical skills. Y'all know my famous four. Get big here so y'all can see me. Y'all know my famous four, right? She had the technical skills to be able to take over the shop and do the work because she rolls up the sleeves herself, right? She has the soft skills, so to make $1 million, she probably is, has good customer service, right? Her family had the network. Her family knew the previous owners. And for the resources, her family gave her 50% of the money. She might have gone to the bank to get the other 50%. They didn't say, right? But we have to have all of these things. So when we're reading these articles about people, oh, this person's so lucky, they're making $1 million at age 25. You got to read between the lines here. She had help from parents. And it wasn't just at 21 when she got that help. When she was cradling as a baby, she had that help as well. So, anyway, let's keep going with the article here. So, she grew up restoring trucks with her dad. My family, she says, my family knew the previous owners and they always joked that I would own the shop one day, which is funny until it wasn't and it was serious. While attending Voorheesville High School, Carl took part in a 2-year Board of Cooperative Educational Services program, which allowed her to attend heavy duty truck classes during her junior and senior years in high school. This girl was ahead of the curve at age 16. She was ahead of that. Doesn't mean if you're 25 and you're trying to figure it out that you can't make this happen, right? I don't want people to think that at all. But if you're 25 trying to make things happen, just recognize that it may be 4 or 5 years for you to really get your footing. There are a lot of people out there that are like, oh, come learn tech, get this cert, and you'll be making 6 figures in 3 months. Oftentimes, it doesn't work that way. Or come get this, take these classes, become an electrician or something like. Oftentimes, electrician, plumber, things like that, you still have to go through apprenticeships. You still have to learn the ropes, right? You have to be in position to win. These people who are doing it when they're super young, usually like this young lady, usually they have some sort of family and an ecosystem that helps propel them to success when they're younger. Okay. I just don't want people to be like fooled by these things. Um, so she's saying here, at first she encountered resistance. She said here, my guidance counselor said, absolutely not. Why don't you go to trade school for nursing or cosmetology or go to college? She recalled. And honestly, at first, it was terrifying when I was the only woman in class, but ultimately, I became more confident. Good for her. She didn't want to be a nurse. She didn't want to be a cosmetologist. She didn't want to go to college. So, and she's got a useful skill. Be honest, she got a useful skill. So she went on to get an associate's degree in agricultural diesel technology from the University of Northwestern Ohio. As an employer, she says, I see the value of the trades. I'm always hiring. I cannot get people in the door fast enough to make good mechanics. Carl also sits on the advisory board of the local automotive college and has seen a shift in how people regard her and her female counterparts. These older men are starting to really understand how valuable women are in the trades. It's fantastic. So, we've got a couple of other women here. I'm not going to read all of their stories, but this is a young lady, Bree Loomis. She helped build the Bill Stadium. So, this is her. She looks like 20. She looks super young. She's 19. This young lady's 19 here. And then, we also have another person down here, a nice, beautiful Black woman, Shauna Irving. Women are building their cities. This is Shauna Irving, and she is a journeywoman electrician in Queens, New York. So shout out to her. Shout out to all the women who are choosing to go into the trades. So I wanted to come share that with you because I think it's a great story. It's a great thing for us to think about. Maybe you don't want to go to college. You all know my stance about college. My stance is if you're choosing to go through the white collar professional, way, like you're going to do something white collar. Um, my suggestion is to go to college because at some point, if you decide that you want to do management or something like that, then and let's say you're 30, and that time by that time you have two kids and a husband, it's going to be infinitely harder for you to go to college than if your husband or a man wants to go to college. It just is. We as women are caretakers, right? But if you're not sure what you want to do, if you're like this woman here who knew, like, hey, I love fixing trucks and things like that, don't go to college. You know, and I will say the other thing as well. I'm not telling you to go to the most expensive college. If you need to go to just community college, just to make sure you get that associate's degree, or your local college to get your bachelor's degree, go to someplace inexpensive unless you're getting a full ride or something like that. But overall, um, your network, her network, these young women's networks, who their family members are, who they're associating with, is a part of the reason why they're able to make it in the trades. It is. Another thing I will say is I spoke with a gentleman, it's probably been about 4 or 5 years now. I interviewed him, and he was an electrician. He taught at Lincoln College it was in the Midwest somewhere. And I'm like, okay, I was asking him questions, and he was talking about the fact that he would get young white men into his program and young black men into his program, and the young black men really struggled in his program. And it's Lincoln Technical College, right? It's not like Harvard, right? So I'm like, well, why are they struggling? And you know what he told me? And this is instructive. This is not black male bashing. This is instructive for you, anybody who's thinking that you want to get in. He told me that when the young white boys were boys, when they were younger, they were like working alongside their fathers, fixing things in the house, fixing things in the garage. They knew basic things like how to hold a hammer correctly, how to put the nail into something correctly, like how to measure stuff correctly, things like that. He told me that the black boys typically did not have those basic skills. So he would have to take extra time with them to teach them the basics to get to point one where he could really teach them about being an electrician. So if you're going to get into the trades and you've never held a hammer before or anything like that, you might want to get some, like, I hate to call it remedial, but like super, super basic lessons from somebody before you actually go into these schools. So that's just another little thing. And because more people are here, my commercial, showmethemoneycourse.com. If you're a real estate investor, you want to be a real estate investor and you want to know how to get money for your real estate deals. So yes, I'm pushing my course from now until the end of the year. It's free. You can sign up, tell a friend or two who's interested. So my phone is ringing, texting off the hook. So I'm going to read everybody's comments and then I'm going to get out of here. Just wanted to come in and share that with you midday. So, Sammy's in the building. Hello. Hey, how you doing? It's absolutely good news. Yeah, look, money is definitely calling, Curls on a Plane. This economy is expensive AF. And I don't care what Kamala Harris says, she is most likely not going to be able to get the prices down for stuff. I don't believe the prices are coming down, which means our income needs to increase. We need to be at $65 an hour, or we need to figure out like a part-time business, which, speaking of, Notary World is coming on Monday. Notary World is coming this coming Monday to talk about how to be a mobile notary, how to get your money, get your coins as a mobile notary. So it's going to be at 7:15 Eastern time. You all definitely want to be in the building. Shareholder parents, exactly. Exactly. So let's say that that shop was sold for $500,000. The parents had the coins to be able to give her to buy it. So yeah, yeah. And they're like, okay, and they're vested in their daughter doing well. So, absolutely, shareholder parents. The Rock Girl, NYS schools have had VOTEC programs for years. They also allow you to go to college while in high school, all at zero cost. See, this is one of the positives of living in blue states. This is why I don't completely crap on living in blue states. Everyone's like, oh, we want to go to the red states because they're lower taxes and blah, blah, blah. However, sometimes you want to have slightly higher taxes for these things to be done for young people so that they get a chance at life. So, I grew up in New York and started my college learning while in high school. And I did as well. I took a couple of college classes in high school myself, but I went to Catholic school. So I didn't go to public school. But yeah, one of the bigger garden centers here in Richmond, dad bought the company 40 years ago, trained his kids. Now they run it since dad died a couple of months ago. They will be eaten forever. Exactly. Exactly. We're so busy talking about generational wealth. Can we get the first generation kind of, like together? Like, hey, instead of trying to build the multi-million dollar thing, let's just try to get something where the family can eat off of it. The family can always have a job, can always have something to do, has the skills to be able to, do whatever it is that people need. So, yeah, look. Oftentimes people win because they're in the right family. It's the truth. It's the truth. Which is why I say the father of your children is the most important financial decision you'll ever make. So, buy a biz, train a fam, never starve. Yeah. Buy the right business. Buy the right business. People always going to need their cars fixed. So, the state I live in now is pushing for kids and women to go to the trades. They've made the path more clear. Yeah, I think they're also starting to, there's less stigma with women going into the trades. And I think they're also starting to market for that as well. So True Mystique is in the building. Hello, my dear. Many of my male cousins know how to do construction because they learned it from their fathers. It's true. And young men without fathers, they are at a severe disadvantage. If I were to, so my father taught me a little bit about construction when I was younger, but my father actually was like, like old school man's man. My father built our carport in our house in Louisiana. He built all sorts of stuff. My father could build a garage from scratch, like a full garage from scratch. He probably could build a house if he needed to. Like my father was like a real man's man. So if he had a son, he probably would have been doing that, like if my mother had a second child. So yeah, look, people gonna learn it from their daddy for the most part. Mom taught us all these things. I also took wood shop in school. See, we didn't have wood shop in my school. So yeah, we getting that money. We are over here collectively talking about our coins. Yes, we are. We're gonna get that money. How long does the course take? I'm about to apply for a mortgage. So it's actually like you could go in and you could listen to whatever sessions you want. All of the sessions except for one are 10 minutes long. So you might see 3 or 4 sessions that you want to take, and you just listen to what you need to listen to. My phone number's on there. You could call me. You could schedule time on my calendar if you have questions, etc. So, thank you for the reminder that alternative paths are economically viable and will enable us to thrive. Yeah, actually, sometimes depending on you and your scholastic aptitude, an alternative path is probably better than going the traditional route. So, you know, my dad taught me how to build and cut wood growing up. I still use those skills today. Yeah, those are useful skills. $90 an hour sounds nice, or even $100. Yes. Yes. So, imagine being like if I had the skills for it, I would be a handy girl. Like I told y'all, I would be a handy girl. I'd have my little sign. I would be like, okay, I'll come to your house. I will like put up your ceiling fans or do like little handy girl stuff, handyman stuff in your house. I will not lift more than 50 pounds, but you tell me what you need done. And yeah, you could charge people $100 an hour. You could charge people to like schedule time on your calendar. Like, hey, before I get my butt in my van, because I'll probably have a little van with all the tools in the back and everything. Before I get in my car, you have to give me a deposit. Oh, yes, girl, you make a ton of money with that. And you have a lot of elderly women who live alone who would be more likely to trust a woman coming into their home than a man. So, no, yes. Lower taxes, but worse schools and worse health care. Yeah, and those southern cheaper states, you have to be careful about that. Um, and not only that, worse schools, worse health care, and sometimes it's not as easy to get jobs as in other places. So, Purple Rain is in the building. Yeah, in Massachusetts, they have free college classes for high school students. Crows on a Plane is saying, and did you address the bunny ears? No, I didn't. So I'm in my happy place. I put these on every couple of months. So these are from Great Wolf Lodge, which is not too far from my house. I went to a networking event there. They gave me the bunny ears, and every once in a while I put them on. So y'all getting them today. Um, that's true. My son is working his first job, making just under 50K a year. He's 20. Dad got him the job. See? Yeah. Yes. My uncle built houses in Belize, so that's how his sons learn. One also knows about electrical because he learned from sailors and electricians. Yes, yes. It's certain young men are at an extreme disadvantage. So plumbing is underrated when it comes to getting paid. Parlay that into a petroleum engineering and you're golden. They have waves. So in the off season, when gas prices go down, you can still work. Interesting. But yeah, plumbing is underrated. Yeah. And there are people who are making good six figures in that petroleum engineering, plumbing, arena. So yeah, True Mystique is saying, I'm still doing the AI thing, but also going back to basics with repurposing furniture and crafting. So I know a woman who makes a very, very good living reupholstering furniture. She's really good, like brilliant at it. And I think she's all referral based as well. And yeah, people will buy furniture and they'll buy the fabric and she'll reupholster it. I knew a guy who was really good at that as well. His problem was he couldn't get off the drugs. So, but he was gifted. Yeah, I shouldn't say old school crackhead because he wasn't a crackhead. He wasn't on crack, but yeah. I set up my whole office, put TVs up, painting designs, and all. Good for you. Nice, especially since us women would be more comfortable with women plumbers, maintenance workers, carpenters, etc. Exactly. Exactly. So some young women, you have the gift for it, or you have the talent, or your daughters who are maybe 8, 9, 10 years old right now, maybe they need to hang out with their dad a little bit more and their uncles a little bit more and do more art, not arts and crafts, like, more mechanic type of stuff together. So uh it's a good point about taxes. I've been looking for the lowest possible, but I didn't consider the poor quality. Yep. You got to consider it all. So um, that's why I want to move to a purple place. There needs to be a trade off for me. I'm realizing can't go too deep into the red places. Yeah. So I live in a red county in a blue state, and it's kind of the best of both worlds. So in a way. My county, fortunately, doesn't have a lot of illegal immigration, so that's one of the good things. My county does have weed shops. I'm not personally into marijuana. My county, of course, my county and state has the weed shops. They also have the abortion clinics. I'm not a fan of reckless reproduction, but I also don't want women sitting on this, outside of a hospital bleeding out because a doctor won't take care of them, if they have a non-viable fetus. So, yeah, purple places, purple states oftentimes offer the best of both worlds. So we do want to consider quality overall when we're looking, like Erica, I know, talks a lot about moving to Austin, Texas, right? Moving to Texas. But if you're a young woman and you're fertile and you're thinking of having a child, Texas is like draconian right now with their reproductive rights. And again, we're not talking about reckless reproduction. We're talking about you're getting pregnant and you're having a miscarriage, or you're getting pregnant and the baby is not viable and you can't get the care that you need in Texas. So we have to think about what stage we're in life and what are we going to be doing, and how the policies that these governors have and these state reps have are going to impact us. And that's conversation for another day. But yeah, you got to think about that. You're saying now I got to hop on a call. Y'all ladies have an excellent day. Well, thank you, Victoria. And better to move to a red state after you've made all your money. I prefer blue states, even though the taxes are not it. True. We really need to develop the gifts for Black children. There are multiple paths to success. I agree with that. Yes, we need to not put so much emphasis on the arts, though I love the arts. We need scientists, tradesmen, and women, people in tech, law, other businesses besides hair and food. I 1000% agree. And as the last thing I'm reading here, even some red states don't like IVF, so we have to think about everything from different angles. This is true. So didn't mean for that to turn into a political thing, but your conversations, of course, led to that. Okay, ladies, that is it for me. Thank you so much. Again, if you're interested in real estate investing, showmethemoneycourse.com. Free to participate in it. It's like 10-minute short videos. Listen to what you need, things like that. And of course, my contact information is there as well. So you're able to reach out to me. All right. Thanks, ladies. I will talk with you on the next video. Take care and hit the like button. Bye-bye.